So to start with, the very first question we have is for country offices. Is a global agreement at HQ level required, or can offices reach out to WFP and directly sign up for this particular service locally? And there is another related question. What is the process for the UN country team or for that particular country to begin using the facilities booking service? So global agreement needed or not needed, which definitely is recommended, and then the approach to proceed. Over to you.
I'll take the first part, and Clem, I let to you the second part. So as any global shared service, the word speaks for itself. The scale up is much, much faster, and we have seen it in our experience on guest houses, on mobility, on HUNAS, on medical, that wherever we can get global agreements, the adoption is much faster, because we agree at the global HQ level with an entity about the service level agreement, the KPIs, the costs, and so on, and then countries can simply sign up to it, right? Now, we understand, though, that at the very beginning of some services, because, of course, imagine if we have to sign single agreements with everybody, then we become a huge, let me say, administrative global shared service. Now, we do understand, though, that at the very beginning, that cannot be possible, because some, we say our services are an opt-in solution. So, colleagues might test it and see, test it. They take it and see if they like it, and then promotion goes hand by hand by the success of the service. So we are very willing for the startup of new services, and this is a new one that we are very much committed to it, to go on specific location specific and agent specific contracts in the interest of starting up let's say the setup and the scale up of the service. Clementina, over to you for how an OMT can sign in.
Yeah, so UN country team, of course, can start to using the facilities booking service by contacting us. So we shared all the contacts, but also we have already presented in a few OMTs in few countries. We have presented the solution, but basically contact us, and then we start presenting the solution, try to understand what is the need that you have, because you have seen that can be adapted to different UN common situation. And then, as Eduardo was presenting you in the steps, we shape together the page that you need to have the description, so you can start piloting the service. So we have a free pilot for 1 month, and we guide you through all the processes, also to start on let's say step-by-step phase in adopting the solution. Maybe first using as an internal let's say deliver, and then open to the other UN entities. This is also an option that some colleagues in some countries adopted. But yeah, basically, so we can organize meetings, and so we guide you through all the process to adopt the solution.
And Clem and Edo, can somebody post in the chat here, just as a reminder, the email, the specific email they need to reach to, so that it's there, it's a record, and they can easily, if anybody's interested, they can easily write back to you and start the discussions. Over to Janelle.
Can I answer also to the second question? I see it here in the chat, which UN entities or offices are already using the service. So today, as Alessandra was saying, so we have local agreements with the aim, of course, to sign global agreements. For the moment, we have UNDP countries that are using the service. We have UNHCR, UNICEF. we have UNON in Kenya, and IOM, are 60, and WFP, of course, we're using the service. We are discussing with other UN agencies to adopt the solution. And if you want to have a look, you can visit the homepage of the UN Booking Hub. You select the Explore page, so you can see, because it's maybe, I don't know if we can share the screen quickly, Edu. So just to have an idea, you can always have a look of all the services available in your country by accessing the Booking Hub homepage. Explore, you see all the services that we have on the hub available on each country, or you can select the single service page, in this case facilities, and then see exactly what are the services in the which are the countries that have adopted the solution so far. So here you can see it.
Over to Zamir. And I think Zamir has posted also the agencies that are using the service. Okay.
Great.
Indeed. So colleagues, we shared in the chat the link to the dashboard of the GSS, the still beta version. As you can see, the service providers are updating some of the information, so you can always go there and see which agencies have signed up to the service globally or locally, so that you can have a better visibility. And I assume our colleagues will be updating some of the new entities that has joined the service and is not visible there. So it's kind of like a live thing. It keeps changing. So
we can also cross-reference and people, if anybody wants to talk to somebody that is already using the service, we could of course facilitate that. Over.
Indeed. Okay, so, and in this way, maybe if it's difficult to share the list of all countries right now that are using the service, if you can also in the next response would give us like that, what's the approximate number of staff or transactions that you had for the service in 2024 or 2025, depending on the data that you have, that would be good. But the next main question is on the quantifying the efficiency gains of the service. So the question is, how do you quantify the efficiency gains from this service in terms of cost, time saving, and quality? And how does the service support cost recovery from underutilized facilities? I hope that's question. That question is clear for you.
I start and I hand over then to Clem, maybe for more details. Like, first of all, on the UN Booking Hub, and Zamir, I think you can also testify this. We were one of the first, of course, global shared service to be set up. And in fact, our track of record in terms of supporting agencies in reporting efficiency gains into their specific, internal reporting is very strong. We went through with the support of DCO also to provide, do provide methodologies on how to calculate efficiency gain for every single service line. And that helped us also to be tracked in the dashboard that Zamir was referring to, and also in all the UN reports. For example, we can tell you that in last year, in 2024, we were able to collectively report more than 16 million of efficiency gains coming out from the time savings and the efficiency gains. Now, for this particular service line, of course, we just started with it. So we want and we will develop very soon exactly the same methodology that we use for all of our service lines. We will develop the methodology and we'll be able to share it for agencies to be calculating their own efficiencies, or maybe if the team here can be in support, also support some of them to calculate the reports themselves. So Clem, I don't know if you want to add anything to it.
Yeah, no, just what you have mentioned. So we have a stable methodology, and in 2024, for the UN Booking Hub, all the services we generated an estimation of $16 million in efficiency gains, and so we will soon work also on a methodology on facilities, and also we'll share with all the UN entities that are using the service to adopt the same and seamless methodology for their service. So
I think
we
can go to the next one.
Yeah.
Thank you, colleagues. And moving on to the next one, which is very related from Adnan, how the charges for room service will be triggered by the platform between the provider and user. That's one question. And I think it would be also good to indicate some linkage about how does this service integrate with the concept of common back office. Let's say if there's a common back office in place, and related to that also, how does it promote the collaboration and transparency in terms of common premises or UN houses, which is another enabler basically for this type of services.
Yeah,
I think I take the second one, Clem, and I let you the first question, okay?
Just
On
for the first.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go, Ale.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, you know, let me say, out of the 4 pillars of, let me say, the EU reform, which are, of course, BOSS, CBO, common premises, and global shared services. Global shared services have been proven to be, as we discussed at the very beginning, really a very, let me say, a predominant way for efficiency gains to be created. Also because, you know, with the use of technology that today allows some services to be consolidated or centralized in terms of management that before it was not possible. So also with the use of technology, let's say, a new boost for global shared services is actually in place, and there is a lot of discussions, and also in the, you know, in the General Secretary report about GSSs to really play a big role in providing efficiency. So what we have seen over the past years is that the 3, let me say, the CBO and we say the 4 pillars can really work together in a matrix way. And so there are areas where you know, our global shared service lines very well fit into a CBO or even a BOSS matrix by providing you know, in a centralized way a seamless service to everybody. And so I think what maybe Clementina wanted to mention, for example, in Nairobi with UNON, we have UNON that's running the CBO in Kenya, but in Nairobi, but of course they are using they are using the mobility, they are using the medical, and they are using also the facility services of the UN Booking Hub to actually provide services also to the other UN agencies. So GSSs can just become an extra support for local, you know, catalyzing local interagency collaboration in a very, very seamless way. Just plugs into any other, if there is no other mechanism, it just becomes the mechanism to collaborate. If there are others, it can just inject very easily into CBOs or even BOSS matrix. And of course, for common premises, this is perfect as a service, because what we are saying is that every single common premise, this tool should actually become not mandatory, but let me say for sure suggested or primary tool for all of us to manage shared spaces, and for us to get, you know, like seamless requirements for the UN, for us to develop in one single platform a service that can fit all common premises everywhere, wherever they are. Clementina, over to you.
Yes, I will reply the question about the charges, how they can be triggered by the platform. So for the moment, there is on the user side, so the possibility to show the eventual prices for the use of the shared spaces, so the meeting rooms, conference rooms, etc. We have a few situations because the majority of them are already the charges already agreed under MOUs between agencies that are sharing the same premise. But for the moment, so we have of course, we have the possibility to show the prices, and for the moment, we don't have yet an invoice system, let's say, tool inside the platform as we have for other UN Booking Hub services. But as I was saying, so we are in constant, let's say, improvement, constantly improving the platform. So every year, we, based on the needs and the requests that we receive, and this is one of them, of course, we develop new features, and so it will be one, for sure, one of the features that will be added soon in the next months. Thank you.
Thank you, Clementina and Alessandra. Moving on with the next 2 questions, and I'll combine them from Carla and the one that Perit posted on behalf of the colleagues. Carla is appreciating this digital transformation, or basically this initiative. The question is, meeting room bookings are often coupled with special requests like catering, interpretation, and other little logistics and accessibility of the premises, especially if the event involved non-UN staff, meeting participants. So the question is the booking hub strictly designed for room or facility booking at this stage, or there's plans for its expansion to include the other basically perks that she has mentioned in her question? And as you respond to that one, maybe you can also link it up with the question that was posted by Perry, that do you have at this time, we know the service is brand new, but the Booking Hub has been there for a while. Do you have quality impact studies that link the efficiencies generated from the service to SDGs and SDG focus areas such as gender, the youth, empowerment, and disability inclusion? Over to you.
Thank you. I'm replying to the first question. So regarding the expansion of the service, absolutely yes. So we aim to expand the service also to include the events management. We already have some requests and can be, let's say, adapted as of today, but the aim for the future, let's say, improvements of the platform is also to include the possibility of having managing also this kind of events and to manage the venues for these purposes. So this is the same, let's say, what I was saying before. We constantly improve based on the feedback that we receive. So the other question, over to you, Ale, maybe to reply.
It was a little bit, it was about how our service, the Booking Hub of this service specifically connects with the inclusion. Can you
UNSDG?
Yes. So the question is, do you have quality impact studies that link the efficiencies generated by your service or the service to SDGs and SDG focus areas such as gender, youth, empowerment, and disability inclusion in particular?
Yeah, to SDGs by definition, because this is probably the largest at the moment interagency collaboration, let me say, platform. And so for sure, and the SDG 17, we are definitely advancing these. And we are also advancing, let me say, efficiencies because of the fact that we generate through the solutions, the joint solution, we generate efficiency gains. Regarding specifically inclusion, we are much more advanced in the guest house service that Clementine is also managing, where we're doing a lot of work in terms of trying to make, of course, guest houses there more, let's say, attentive to inclusion. And we are also working on the policy sides of it, and coordinating with other agencies also to include quality standards, which are actually supporting both gender and broader inclusion issues. One for everybody, for example, making sure that we get let's say, a private bathroom might, of course, give a lot of, let's say, improvements to guest houses. So specifically on these service lines, which is still, at the basics, I think we are more looking into the more requests that we received were about, for example, the reporting, increase the reporting, increase the, for example, maybe injecting there an invoicing, let's say, a solution like we did for mobility, accommodation, HUNAS, and all of the other services. We might have maybe, we're also working in itinerary booking, AI powered. By the way, I forgot to say this one, which might be interesting. We are testing it and hopefully releasing it by the end of the year. We have an itinerary booking on the Booking Hub that says I need to go from A to B, and is going to promote and to give you visibility of all of the assets which are available from the different agencies. So if I go to B and I have 3 guest houses, I can tell you if those guest houses have capacity to actually host you and how much is the cost for you to pick the one that you prefer, or maybe we will be able to tell you if there are meeting rooms available in which one you can book for you to have the meeting. So that is also something that we're working on. So for right now, I think not anything specific on this service line in terms of gender inclusion, but we are happy to, to hear comments and send us any comments or any, suggestion for us to improve the service, and we definitely look into it.
Thank you so much. And before I go for the next question, Eduardo, I think you can take off the slides so that the colleagues can see the panelists. Thank you. So the next two questions, I think you have already touched upon this, is about the costing. So is there a platform fee for listing a facility? So if you could provide clarification on this one. And is there any cost associated for UN entities who are registered in this platform? So let's say if they're not the service provider of the facility, but they are registered to utilize the platform, and then who updates this platform in terms of policy, price, conditions, and is the registered UN entity, or it's going to be the WFP team at the back end? As you respond to this, maybe you can also touch upon the point that Mamadou has brought, that how the availability of these services, which is a global service, right, at the country office will impact some of the services that's agreed in the BOSS. Maybe that there would be like a already local arrangement in terms of facilities sharing and all in the BOSS. Maybe you can give some recommendation in that area as well.
Clementina, over to you for the first set.
Yeah, yes, there is a fee. So as we were presenting, there's after a pilot phase, a pilot period. So if you're satisfied with the service, you can sign the agreement. At the moment, we have a fee because we don't have already, let's say, global agreement. We have a country level agreement, and the fee is $900 per year per service point, meaning that service point we mean the facilities, so the building. If you have connected on the same page 1, 3, 10, 20 meeting rooms, so the cost is for the single page that you have for your service, and this is the price. The price is for the service provider. For all the UN entities that are availing of the service, so they need to access and book the service, there's no cost. So this is the same for all the UN Booking Hub services. So we have several UN organizations and non-UN organizations that access the UN Booking Hub, and there's no cost for the organization, the staff, to use and book the service if they are available and suitable for them. Who updates the platform? So we, as a GSS provider, we update the platform based on the information that the service provider provide to us. We draft the pages, we share before the publication, and always upon the let's say approval of the service provider, then we update the single pages of each service point. Ale, over to you for the other question.
In terms for the BOSS, is the let's say the idea is exactly the same as the let's say the CBO. Wherever there is at the local level, there are agreements of an agency or an entity providing a support to another one. We are actually, coming in very smoothly by saying we are adding just a layer of technology for you to actually develop even more your service. So the fact that you're using the UN facility service doesn't prevent, actually should augment your capacity, your ability to actually receive requests. Because by the way, what we forgot maybe to say is that we have, like, I think 9 years of service, customer service surveys, that when we ask people, why did you book a mobility service or a guest house, people say because it was easy to book. So as usual, if this is the reason why we go to booking.com. This is the reason why we go to, Amazon.com. You go to these global shared services because, you go there, you find what you want. So that is where the efficiency comes. So the fact at the local level, somebody which has already up and running the BOSS agreement service provision can simply adopt the GSS, and through the GSS provide locally the bilateral, let me say, service to the rest of the team. Over.
Thank you, Alessandra. And we're like 3 minutes away from the end of this session, colleagues. We shared with you a link for feedback. Not only feedback about the session and how it was delivered, but also there's a spot for you to indicate if there is any AI initiative that your country office may have taken or entity may have taken, and you want to put some visibility around that, you can mention that in the feedback link. But at the same time, you may have ideas about this UN facility service that you may want to share with the service providers so that they can consider that in future. Kindly include those in your responses, and we look forward to your responses there as well. Last two questions from Edel and Alma. I think you have already covered the part related to the cost for Edel's question, but maybe you can also clarify that, okay, let's say a service providing entity is paying for the cost of utilizing the service or putting their facilities into the platform. With this basically Booking Hub page or the registered facilities be visible to every other entity that has not basically taken part or paid for subscription because it's app-on use for them. It would be good to clarify that. And also there's a good question from Albania's OMT chair, from Alma in Albania as OMT chair, that do you have a briefing note or a booklet or like any kind of like marketing material probably that you can share here in the chat as well, and then we can also send it in a follow-up email to all registered participants. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you. I will take the question. The first one about the visibility. Each service point, so each agency who decide to use the platform and offer their service can set up the visibility based on so the agreement that they have to offer the service. Meaning that if you are in a UN compound with other, let's say, 10 UN agencies, you can restrict the visibility only to staff of those 10 UN agencies. So we can set up for you, or also for only internal delivery. For example, if you want to start only with your own staff, so we can set up and restrict only for your agency visibility and then enlarge. But we have absolutely the possibility to customize the visibility of your single page. Regarding the OMT, yes, sure, we have material so that we can share, and yeah, we can share here or in a separate, just let us know, Zamir. And yeah, and then we can, of course, we're available for a meeting to organize and to present at the ONT in Albania the solution. So
yes,
very
maybe
welcome.
that's worth to say. We spend a lot of time to present our solution to
Yeah.
OMTs and also UNCTs. So we're very much available anytime to have Clementina Eduardo jump in. If you can reserve 10 minutes of your time in your OMT's meeting, we're happy to promote the service at the country level, which is going to be, of course, maximize efficiency and scale up. Over.
With that, yes, colleagues, this team, and I can attest, you ask, they show up in your OMT meetings, OMT retreats, individual meetings, be it for booking Hub's facility solution or any other solution that you will be having webinars about those as well. So reach out to them. And I shared with you the link for the upcoming webinars. We have at least 4 other services from UN Booking Hub, or UN System Booking Hub, as we call it now, initiatives, the mobility, the accommodation, medical and wellness services, as well as the digital disposal service that's brand new there as well. And we look forward to have you in those sessions as well. And with that, let me take the opportunity to thank Alessandra, Clementina, Eduardo, and Peri for their interventions, and for you who joined us in this session from different locations and different time zones. Thank you very much, and we'll be sharing with you the recording as well as written Q&A of this session and presentation. All the very best.